I asked Rebecca quietly. Do you love him? Her eyes blinked in confusion. Who? I said his name, Patrick. She froze. Those few seconds of silence stretched, heavier than any confession, louder than any lie could have been. The hum of the refrigerator, the slow tick of the kitchen clock, even the storm thrashing outside seemed to vanish. All that remained was the shallow, uneven rhythm of her breath, trapped somewhere between guilt and fear. When she didn't answer, I didn't shout. I didn't move. I just watched her. Her eyes darted, searching for an escape. Her lips parted, then closed. Finally, in a whisper barely above the rain, she said, Why would you even ask that? Because you've already told me, I said, calm, almost detached. Not with words, but in every glance, every delayed reply, every smile that lingered too long when his name was mentioned. I said nothing more, letting the silence weigh down the lies she had been weaving. Her hands trembled as she reached for her wine glass. You're being paranoid, Daniel, she murmured. Our friend was my friend, I corrected, voice cold. Her jaw tightened. That single word unsettled her more than the accusation. Weeks ago the first cracks appeared, tiny, dismissible. A laugh too long, a secretive glance at her phone. I brushed it off, blaming imagination, blaming jealousy. But truth doesn't yell. It seeps, quietly eroding until you can no longer ignore it. It all made sense the night Patrick came over for dinner. Rebecca was radiant in a red dress I hadn't seen in years. She brushed past me to greet him, that warm, too familiar smile lighting her face. He complimented her cooking. She flushed. I complimented her. She barely looked up. From that night on, I started noticing everything. The phone lighting up after midnight, the sudden evening walks, the soft laughter in the hall when she thought I was asleep. Small moments, unnoticed, until they all added up into a pattern of betrayal. And now the storm outside mirrored the one tearing through me. I asked again, voice low but steady, How long? Her face went pale. I don't know what you mean, she whispered. Rebecca, stop. Please. Don't make me drag it out of you. Her eyes glistened with tears she tried too hard to control. Then she admitted, voice trembling, It just happened. I didn't mean for it to. I let out a bitter laugh. That's what they always say, isn't it? Like love is a trap you stumble into by accident. She looked at me, not with anger, not with shame, but with pity. You've been so distant, Daniel. Always working. Always tired. I was lonely. Lonely? I repeated, stunned. I was working for us, for this life, for this house. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did, I said quietly. Every day you lied. Every time you smiled knowing you'd already chosen someone else. Tears spilled freely. Part of me wanted to comfort her, but I stayed still, gripping the edge of the table to keep from shaking. When did it start? I asked. She hesitated. After the company party, about 6 months ago. 6 months. 6 months of pretending. 6 months of her slipping away while I was blind. Every delayed response, every casual smile, every stolen laugh. It all clicked into place like a puzzle I had refused to solve. I asked again, softer this time. Did you love him? Her lip quivered. I don't know. But I did. That hesitation was all the answer I needed. She stood, hugging herself. It's over now. We ended it. I felt something inside me fracture quietly, irreversibly. No, I said. You ended us. The rain pounded harder against the windows, thunder rumbling somewhere far away. She turned away, wiping her face. What are you going to do? I don't know, I admitted. Rage and grief collided until I couldn't tell one from the other. Part of me wanted to confront Patrick. Another part wanted to vanish. Instead, I grabbed my car keys. I need air. Her hand hovered, reaching for mine. Daniel, please. Don't do anything reckless. I almost took it. Almost. But I stepped back. Too late for that. The drive blurred past in headlights and rain. Without thinking, I ended up outside Patrick's apartment. Lights on. Shadows moving. 2 figures. Then the lights went out. I could have gone up, demanded answers. But what would that accomplish? The damage was done. It wasn't Patrick I hated. It was the version of myself that trusted blindly, loved completely, and ignored every warning sign. I drove until the storm eased, parking at the old pier where Rebecca and I had dreamed of our future. The water was calm, reflecting the faint moonlight. I remembered her laughter, her hand in mine, promises we once made, promises as fragile as glass. When I returned home, she slept on the couch, curled under a blanket. Peaceful. Innocent almost, as if nothing had changed. But everything had. I removed my wedding ring and placed it on the coffee table. The small sound against the wood felt like the end of something sacred. Morning came. I packed a bag. Daniel, she murmured groggy. Where are you going? Somewhere you can't follow. Her eyes filled with tears. Please, we can fix this. I paused at the door. Rebecca, you can't fix what died while you pretended it was alive. And then I walked out. The air outside was crisp, carrying the scent of rain and earth. For the first time in months I felt something like peace, not from forgiveness but from devastation. Nothing left to lose. Nothing left to hide. And I realized I didn't need closure. I'd already found it the moment she froze.